welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining us in this webinar today called Small Wins for Sustainability. This webinar is hosted by the Leadership Development Program at SIU Carbondale in partnership with the Green Roof team. If you never heard about the Green Roof, stay tuned because we're going to hear a lot more about the Green Roof through the meeting today. My name is Gustavo Felicio Perrucci. I am a graduate student at SIU, and I'm going to conduct this meeting today. As you guys can see, the name of this meeting is Small Wins for Sustainability. So our main goal is to make an impact in you guys, bring more information and more awareness about such a complex topic that is sustainability. Sometimes people don't even know what it is, right? So I really hope that everybody ends up after this meeting with a lot more knowledge about it. And I'm very grateful for everybody that is here right now in the pursuit of a more sustainable world, okay? With no more delays, I would like to start with our agenda. So, after my introduction, we are going to have our guest, Karen Schauwecker. She's the coordinator of the Sustainability Program at SIU, and she's going to talk a little bit more about the Sustainability Office initiatives across campus. Okay, after that, we're going to have a question and answer period. Then comes Nelson Fernandes. He's an undergrad student from SIU in mechanical engineering, and he's going to talk about the Green Roof. After that comes Zachary. Zachary is also an undergrad student at SIU, and he's going to talk about the part of the Green Roof project related to a wind turbine. So it's very cool. After the questions and answers for Nelson and Zach, we are going to have a trivia. As you guys can see, we have 2 questions and answer times and 1 trivia. So I would love this meeting to be as interactive as possible. So don't be afraid to use the comments part or the chat for making questions, for making comments. Okay, we have our team of the social media that is ready to bring your question for the presenters, okay? All right, so now it's 3:33, and I think we can jump right away to Karen. Karen, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I have just a few things that I'd like to say to the group. My name is Karen Schauwecker. I'm the Sustainability Program Coordinator at SIU. We have an Office of Sustainability that's about 10 years old. And the office really grew from a student movement that started in 2009 when students wanted to see some sustainability action and programming on campus. And so what they did is that they organized and they looked to other institutions to see how you could start and fund a sustainability program. And instituting a student green fee was one way that they saw to do that. And so they organized and they talked to many people on campus, and they were able to get the student green fee passed. And so to this day, all students, as part of their fees still pay into the student green fee. It's around $10 a semester, so it's actually one of the relatively small fees that you pay in comparison. And what that fee does is it generates funds for us to operate the Green Fund grant program, which is one of my favorite things that we oversee. Students, staff, and faculty can look to their corners of campus, or they can look at other institutions to see sustainability projects that they would like to bring to our campus. We really focus on student engagement and student leadership within the Green Fund grant program. This is generated through student fees, and we really want to support students in taking advantage of this resource. And so I'm so excited about the Green Roof team and the Green Roof project and all of the work that they've done. I've been so impressed by the amount of outreach and collaboration that they have prioritized within their project. You can really see how important it is to them to share what they're doing and also to be inclusive in terms of bringing other people from various disciplines into the project that they're working on. I think that they've also been really mindful in terms of the right amount of expansion. So I know that they've been working very incrementally, but very thoughtfully on each stage of the management in their project. So I've been really impressed, and I'm glad to work with them today. To talk to you a little bit about sustainability. Sustainability is a very broad topic. If we look at the Sustainable Development Goals outlined by the United Nations, we can see that there's 3 main categories within sustainability. And these are often called the 3 pillars of sustainability. You'll see social goals, such as reducing poverty, addressing food insecurity, addressing access to opportunities, education, and decent jobs. And then you'll also see environmental goals, such as the health of our oceans, the health of our land, clean air, clean water, and those other natural resources that we think of. And you'll also see under that category climate action. When I first started in the sustainability office, it's really interesting. We actually didn't have anything on climate change on our website. And we have begun to incorporate that into some of our main prioritizations, because as we all know, for a while, climate change was something that was maybe a hot topic or that's not what I want to say. Maybe it was controversial for a while, but it's become very, very clear that the scientists are behind what is happening. We can see in the most recent IPCC report, which is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, that has been reviewed by thousands of scientists from, I think, around 190 countries that all participated in this report. And we can see that they've told us that there really are drastic human impacts that we're going to see down the road with the changing climate. And they actually also told us that we're already seeing some of those impacts today. What our office does is we want to educate the public, but we also want to stay solutions focused. It's very easy to get in this place where the problem seems too big to solve. And it's a very complex problem, just like sustainability. We have to balance social health, social needs, human health, human needs, people, with the planet's health, the planet's needs, environmental health, environmental needs, and also at the same time understand that we're really operating within this system that we've created, an economic structure, if you will. And we also, as humans, have created other structures of governance that we all abide by. We all live within this world that's supposed to, in the most ideal sense, create systems and mechanisms so that we can function. We also know that sometimes the system does not function equally for everyone. And so that is part of sustainability, and is becoming more pressing in terms of the sustainability conversations that I'm seeing universities and other experts having. Yes, we need to look at how we're using our natural resources, but we also need to think about how everyone ideally has equal access and equal opportunity and benefits from these natural resources in the same way. And so those are the types of conversations that really make me most excited to be working in this field, knowing that it's good work and that it is complex. There are lots of pieces. And ultimately, what I like about working in this field also is it allows me to form relationships with people from various disciplines. So I get to work with professors who are experts in energy, and I get to work with scholars who are climatologists. I also get to work with professors in the agriculture department and who are professors of forestry. I get to work with operations staff on our campus as well. So when we're thinking about our campus kind of as a small microcosm, and we're thinking about how we instill sustainability principles on campus, we can also think about how that campus is operating. How are the buildings being cleaned? Who is doing that work? How are the grounds being maintained? Who is doing that work? I get to work with athletics, the athletics department on our recycling initiatives. I get to work with nutrition. I get to work with architecture, because all of these disciplines are ripe or ready to be infused with sustainability principles. I guess that's a fancy, or that's one way to say it, but another way to say it is that sustainability can really be applied to anything, and it's really a lens that you can look through. For example, when we think of dental hygiene even, which has been one of our biggest collaborators for the Green Fund Grant Program, you think, what does that have to do with sustainability? That's not a plant, that's not green, but they've actually figured out how to apply sustainability principles to the way that their dental clinic is functioning. So they've reduced the amount of paper they're using. They've moved away from an older technology that is very chemical heavy to newer technology that is more X-ray focused and creates less waste. They've also, they've done a lot of things to make their clinic green. So you can actually drop off your little floss containers and toothbrushes, and they have a box that they send out to a special company that does recycling of toothbrushes and floss containers, because those things can't actually be put into our regular recycling on campus. So they've gotten this box that is special for those products. There's other things that they've done, but they've been sustainability minded as they look at everything that they do. So just a little plug for my field that I work in general. We need lots of people to be engaging in sustainability from all disciplines. And so that's one of the things that just excites me the most about sustainability. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I should mention. In February of 2020, SIU signed on to the Second Nature Climate Commitment, organized through the organization called Second Nature, and we are moving forward with planning for that. It will require creating committee structures, which we again will have diverse representation from many units on campus, because really so many people that are needed to provide their perspective and only the expertise that they can provide. Hopefully we will be looking at integrating sustainability into research, into operations, some of the operations that I mentioned earlier, as well as our general education requirements, outreach and engagement. And we'll also be looking down the road in terms of thinking about what community resiliency looks like. And resiliency, I'm still learning kind of what resiliency looks like, but it is answering the call to think about what our communities need now and what our communities will need in the future as we face impacts from climate change. So again, it's people focused, it's community focused, but it's also about how we are going to steward our community and protect the natural resources we have as well. So I guess I'll open up the floor to see if you have any questions right now for me. Thank you for inviting me to speak at this event today.
Thank you very much, Karen. Definitely you brought more light for what is sustainability and how sustainability can be applied even in a dentistry place, right? That's amazing. And it's amazing how like it's a very complex problem, and it's a macro problem, but you can treat it micro, right, in your community. That is amazing. Connor, our social media guy, do you have any questions for Karen?
We don't have any from the chat, but we do have a couple that we came up with. How do you see sustainability growing within the university?
That's a great question. I think for a long time at SIU, sustainability has been a very, I would maybe say grassroots effort. It's been very much the effort of many people on campus who are passionate about sustainability and environmentalism and going green. I would say that, you know, the start of the sustainability office was a turning point, I think, because at that point we had long-term stable staff working on these concepts year-round, full-time. And so we were able to start to self-assess using some standard sustainability tools that many universities use. One is called STARS, the Sustainability Tracking and Rating System. It's through this organization called ASHE, the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. And you know what Gustavo is saying is, yes, these are big concepts, and that's part of the process is to break them down into smaller pieces. And actually that kind of brings me back to the title of this talk. I think you titled it Small Wins. And that's how we look at sustainability. At least that's kind of our approach. This is just our personal approach, as we try to break it down into smaller pieces, and smaller targets and smaller goals. And so we use tools that are available to us, like the STARS rating system. But your question was, where should we be going, or where do I see us going? And I would say, I think we're ready for, and hopefully we will see sustainability integrated into some larger campus-wide planning, some larger strategic goals and larger strategic thinking that's happening more on an administrative level, so that we can all hold each other accountable. And honestly, and I mean that in the best of ways. It's nice when you bring people together and you say you're going to do something, because everybody works on it together, contributes, and holds each other accountable. And that's what I'd really like us to see, and I'd like us to do as a campus, is to start having bigger visions of how we can take these sustainability principles into different units on campus. Right now, a lot of it is based on, you know, the collaborations that people, collaborations and partnerships that we form with people. And also, sustainability isn't owned by the Sustainability Office, right? Like anyone, it's not ours alone, it is all of ours. And so there's people doing sustainability that I might not even know about on campus, right? People, you can incorporate sustainability into your own life and choices, and it's not like everyone it's not like you have to bullhorn, although sometimes people do like to share when they have small wins. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, so I'll try to pull it back. What I'm trying to say is that at this point, everyone, a lot of the progress we've made on campus is by people going above and beyond, or people taking that initiative on their own because this is a personal passion project. If we can integrate it into a larger campus sustainability or strategic planning, then I think that more people will be exposed to sustainability and more people will start thinking about it. And that's what we need, is we need all of our campus members to be thinking about sustainability and how we can make this campus sustainable. So that's what I hope to see soon. Yeah.
Great answer, Karen. Thank you very much. I think we can throw the ball right away for our renewable energy technician, Nelson. It's with you now.
Awesome, cool. Thank you, Gustavo, for the introduction. My name is Nelson Fernandes, and I'm the project manager for the Green Roof team. And today I'm going to be talking about how we're using leadership to transform the SIU Green Roof, or an existing green space, into a multidisciplinary innovation hub for participatory learning. And if anyone has any questions, please throw in the Zoom chat or on the Facebook page, and we'll get them answered later today. So kicking it off, just when we think about the Green Roof project, we're going to take a step back instead and think about if you have any projects that you began in the past or any ideas that you thought of but never pursued. That's how we see the SIU Green Roof. It's an amazing space that's filled with different plant life, different projects, and has a growth and abundance of opportunity ahead of us. So about a decade ago, the SIU Agriculture building was up for renovations. The roof's warranty expired, and it was time for upgrades. So between plant service operations, our facilities on campus, the SIU College of Agriculture, and then the new student green fee, where students pay a small fee every year, which they can opt out of, and it goes towards the Green Fund grant, which Karen did mention about. Between these three sources, SIU was able to fund a green roof. And as you can see from these images, there's quite a few agriculture growing, from okras to native plants to even cayenne pepper research on the top right. So taking a step back, a green roof is an isolated space exposed to the elements and is a celebration of sustainability. And they're most commonly found in urban areas, so they can provide shading for the cities while also removing heat from the air and reducing the temperature of the roof surface. So it essentially provides an insulating layer for the roof, and it has different heating and cooling benefits for the rooms underneath it. And these can ultimately mitigate the urban heat island effect, which acts as the insulator. Now, being in Southern Illinois, the Green Roof is a testament to our university's commitment towards sustainability and innovation. So the real question is, why is a green roof special to Southern Illinois? Well, thinking about our geography, our surrounding environment is mainly rural with farmlands and forests, such as the Shawnee National Forest. So we have a variety of different ecosystems all around us. And also green roofs, they thrive in a bit colder climates like Chicago or the Northeast, where it's easier to manage the water management. And then third, the heat limits the variety of plants you can have. For example, a sprinkler system, on a hot summer day, that water that's going up in the air and landing on the ground might not even land on the ground because of the heat. It may evaporate before reaching the ground. But nonetheless, the SIU Green, it continues to thrive as we advance in research and initiatives and innovation. And today we're encouraging student engagement towards sustainability related projects to gain hands-on experience for individuals all across campus. And we're achieving these goals through technical leadership, project management, and a strong support network all across campus. So here, we're aspiring to influence students, faculty involvement from these different disciplines, from the different departments, to bring their research onto the Green Roof. However, we can't simply just ask individuals across campus to come use a Green Roof, but instead we need to showcase opportunities and tangible products that can be done on the Green Roof. And that's where the Green Roof team comes in. We're interested in providing engineering solutions to spark interest of individuals. So right now we have a team of students from SIU and other universities coming together, mainly from the STEM majors, engineering, computer science, attending schools like SIU, but also in Chicago, Texas, Florida, Puerto Rico, Netherlands, and more. And these are individuals that are friends and friends of friends. And as you can see here, this is our wind turbine team taking a look at the mount design for the small wind turbine we're installing up on the roof. And the pandemic really trained us to be able to work in virtual teams. As you can see, Stephen shoots on the top left, working with one of our team members not from Carbondale. Then also just being able to be hands-on, work on the circuits, work on the computer side for the autonomous irrigation system, the wind turbine, the solar PV, and all these projects are contributing to the bigger idea and the bigger goal of the Green Roof Project of inspiring others to come up and utilize the space. Then here we have the mount of the wind turbine of the CAD we saw earlier. And here, this is focused on renewable energy. Being able to work on renewable energy is an important part of what brought our team together. Everyone's interested, but finding opportunities is a bit difficult. It's a bit more advanced technically. And for us to come together, be able to work on a small wind turbine is amazing. Then additionally, we're working on solar PV to add as a standalone system, but then also as a larger system to have on the roof. So outside of the Green Roof team projects, we have a few other projects going on the Green Roof. One of them is a biomass project from a freshman engineering student who's looking into the decomposition of different materials such as styrofoam. Then on the right-hand side, we have two senior engineering students working on their senior design project as they're testing out the solar PV. Another project that's been on the roof for a few years is from a master's student in the agricultural side, Austin Little, who's been researching cayenne peppers and the optimal fertilizer for growth. And we continue to ask others to come bring their research onto the roof if it's applicable, as this is an outdoor research facility. In terms of leadership, just touching upon it, one of the most difficult tasks is delegating. And delegating is a task of giving up responsibility to another group or individual. And having several different projects going on the Green Roof, it can be time demanding and also difficult for one singular person to be able to do all the tasks. So that's where the team comes in, is we're able to delegate tasks and be able to spread out the wealth of resources at the same time, to be able to pursue all of our goals at the same time. Overall, just taking a step back, our goal is to transform the space into a multidisciplinary innovation hub, getting research from all over campus in one central location so we can share knowledge and be able to collaborate with one another. And we're doing this through implementing and installing our own engineering projects, from an irrigation system to a small wind turbine to solar PV. So as students and faculty walk by the agriculture building and they look up and they see that wind turbine spinning, that will send a message to their head and say, hey, this is an innovative space. I'm innovative, I have an idea, let's make something happen. The key is working together. And we're focused on how can we bridge and provide resources to current and future students and faculty to help them find their potential. Thank you.
Nelson, it's unbelievable how you conduct this project. It's a big project, and how well it's done so far. It's amazing. Okay, we are not going to have question and answers for you right now. Since Zach is related to the Green Roof, we're going to get to have Zach speaking right now. Okay, so Zach, it's with you now.
Everybody, I'm Zach Boehl. I'm an alumni of the Leadership Development Program, as well as a member of the wind turbine team for the Green Roof Project. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what our wind turbine is and why we did it, as well as some of the challenges we faced. So first I wanted to talk about the why for a wind turbine. Nelson already hit the overarching why for the entire green roof, but I believe it's important to bring that to every aspect of what you do for your projects. So this sub-project, the reason we did it is because SIU, and in my opinion, every university, is and should be a driving force for not just research, but society's viewpoints on certain things. So we need to be an example for what should be important to the world. And I believe sustainability is a huge part of that. So we decided to start doing green energy on the green roof. So how we decided to do that is begin setting up and researching different things such as a wind turbine. And what is we're doing the wind turbine and solar PV for the green roof. Now, when we first started the team, we decided to get together and make some goals for ourselves, as anyone should. So our goals are to have a campus impact, because again, we can't have a societal impact until we can impact the campus itself. We need that to stretch out from us, as well as having a multidisciplinary team. We want our team to have multiple different majors, as well as be from different areas, which Nelson touched up on earlier. And because we have that variety, it allows us to set the example for the green roof as a whole to be a multidisciplinary hub. Right? As well as we wanted to get some experience with renewable energy. That way, in the future, we can do more and more research on this, which Nelson and I will be doing in the future. Now, there are some challenges with any project, and our number one project was having an online team. Learning how to use different platforms, learning how to use different apps and all sorts of different things to not just gather information, but compile it and disseminate that to an entire team is exceedingly difficult. And if you asked anyone on our team, I think we blew through probably 3 or 4 apps that first month of trying to find something that would be good for making something happen for our project, as well as getting the information to and from team members. But that's okay, we learned from that. And now if we ever have the challenges of having some sort of online team, we've got the ability to roll with that. The second thing is building social connections. With people not just having different majors, but some people literally just not having ever met in person, it's hard to build a teamsmanship, so culture, I guess you could say. It's hard to build any sort of culture like that. So we faced a huge challenge with finding ways to connect with one another. And a big portion of that was just designated meeting times, or designating parts of our meeting to speaking to one another just as people, catching up with each other, as well as funnily enough, we also sent memes to one another so that we could, share with the humor side of it. We weren't able to eat together, so that was our other way of maybe making it to where we can play around with each other. And then the third challenge is making a quality design. We want to make a design that is not only able to be removed if necessary, because the green roof may be updated, but it needs to also last quite a while. We're putting a lot of time and effort and money into this, so we want to make sure that we get as much value out of this as we can. So we had to go through a whole design process for this. And I'll go ahead and start touching up on a little bit of this. So this is our project roadmap. We decided to do wind energy and solar PV. And right now we're doing the wind energy and solar PV. We're going to start working on combining them once we have working projects for each of those two. Now this is the wind turbine, or the green roof itself, and you can see where we've drawn on a couple wind turbines, because that's the area that we want to make our wind turbine setup at. All right, and this is a little bit of the study we did for the forces that the turbine's going to have exerted on it, as well as the roof, and so that we could figure out what the weight is that we need to do and everything like that. A lot of this is numbers. So, and then this is the ballast calculations for the amount of weight that we needed to put on. And a lot of this was us figuring out ourselves. Some of us have taken classes on this, but some of us haven't. So we had to teach each other how to learn this type of stuff. So it was honestly a challenge, but certainly fun, because you got to learn a lot more than your major's scope typically handles. Then we actually had to design a mount for it. And you can see the breakdown of our weights and everything that we've decided to do here. I don't know much about this, so. All right, but the PSO, we actually also had to, that was one of our biggest roadblocks, was any design, any sort of weight, any sort of alterations that we made to the green roof would have to be approved by PSO. So we needed to make sure that we were very deliberate about every bit of numbers, every bit of design or anything that we had, and we had to do a big presentation to them to make sure that they approved of any sort of numbers that we used. All right, so that's the end of my slideshow. There we go. But now we can actually show you a little bit about what was going on with some of the parts that we're using. Get rid of the background so we can show.
Zach most probably is going to show the turbine now.
This right here is actually what is going to get the energy from the wind. So we'll be mounting some blades, blamed on that. We'll be mounting some blades to this so that those will catch air and they'll be spinning this, you know, hopefully consistently, but it's very weather dependent. And it'll actually be creating energy through that by, what's the term? I'm sorry. It'll be creating energy through that by using magnetic force so that it can, the motor will be creating that energy. And we'll be running that to power a few different things that are on the green roof, mainly the automated irrigation system that we're going to be making. So essentially, by making that automated irrigation system, we're giving ourselves something to power and a goal for an amount of power to create as well. All right. That's all I had. So we can open up our questions.
Very, very good, Zach and Nelson. It's unbelievable, like after you explaining all these project management things, and it's very hard to believe that everything happened online, you know. That was really, really good, really, really well done. So Connor, do we have any questions for Nelson or Zach?
Not from the group, but I do have a quick couple of questions. Nelson, what made you get interested in renewable energy?
Definitely. So back in high school, I was always focused on different science topics, but actually never got to touch into renewable energy. One main focus I have that is driving my passion towards renewable energy is increasing the accessibility of energy across the world, which is actually one of the sustainable development goals set by the UN. So it's the idea that everyone in the world has a sufficient amount of energy to be able to go about their daily lives. And sustainable renewable energy is able to capture natural processes like the wind or the sun or geothermal, for example, to be able to provide the energy sources for people.
All right, I have a question now. What projects have excited you personally about sustainability?
So for me, the wind turbine definitely is a big aspect of what got me excited about this. In general, I like sustainability. I like green energy, but the wind turbine is something that we can physically make. You know, I'm on the Baja team. I love being in the shop. I love just getting your hands a little bit dirty and learning how to physically create something, as well as the design aspect of it, because I've been taking classes for years to do this type of stuff. But this is the first opportunity I've truly had to actually design and use these things to the best of my abilities.
Definitely, I agree to being able to have that design process, but then also being able to apply training that we're learning in Six Sigma, the Green Belt, all about project management. It's one thing to learn about project management, how to go about it, how to go about a team, but it's entirely a different story once you begin applying it and be able to work with stakeholders and manage the project from all ends.
How many years the green roof has been happening, Nelson?
So the green roof was installed back in 2009, and there's been many projects since, but also being able to showcase different native plants.
Okay, I imagine that there's a lot of stories in all these projects. So what do you want to remember from this project?
Definitely, I want to remember the people.
Yeah, that's number one for me, is definitely making sure that we've actually done a lot, like not only just built friendships, but also to me, the impact on campus is huge. I want to look back and, you know, maybe visit in 5-10 years and people still talk about the green roof. That way I know that we left behind an impact as well.
Also being able to see a lot more renewable energy generations like technologies out on campus.
Yeah.
Great, 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 great. Connor, do you have any other question?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. We have our 3 presentations done. I truly believe that we can go for our trivia. After all this new information, I think it's a good time for us to test our knowledge and see how it goes. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and all the questions are related to the presentations. Let me see where it is. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
No. Mm-mm.
Can you guys see my screen now?
Yep, there it is.
Okay, okay. So I'm going to make questions, and we have a poll on Facebook. So you can answer the questions through Facebook, and you're going to have the right answer there. I will show the right answer here also, and we can discuss the right answer, okay? So let's start. Question number 1. When was the SIU green roof installed? I imagine that you have like 30 seconds to answer to this question on Facebook. Stephen, can you give a green light?
Yeah, so the poll should be up now.
Okay. Let me know when it's done, please.
I'm going to give it just a little bit more time. We currently have 3 responses.
Okay.
2 of which are right, so.
Okay, which one is the winner?
I cannot see who voted for what. Also, I apologize. I'm in a dorm and my suite mate is there. I cannot see who actually responded to what.
Okay, okay. So the answer is 2009. So in 2009, the roof needed some renewal, and then a group of researchers decided to, in this renewal, start using the roof for making research on top of it with plants. Pretty good. So question number 2, who did not pay for the initial SIU roof's installation? Question Option A, SIU Plant and Service Operations. B, College of Agriculture. C, SIU Student Green Fee. Or D, City of Carbondale. Let's wait for the answers. How's it going, Steven?
We currently have 3 answers with a 100% correct. So
Okay,
4 with 100% correct. So we are doing really good.
very good. So the answer is City of Carbondale. Since this is a project inside of the university, the Green Roof received lots of incentive from the SIU Plant and Service Operation, the College of Agriculture, and SIU Student Green Fee, okay? And not the City of Carbondale. Question number 3. What is the Green Roof team's mission? Option A, decrease sustainability. Option B, increase plants life. Option C, foster a multidisciplinary research facility. Or option D, increase wildlife.
Currently have 4 responses and 100% of them are correct.
Very good. So the correct answer is foster a multidisciplinary research facility. Yeah, that's pretty much what Green Roof does. There's engineering working with agriculture, and it's a multidisciplinary space for sure. Question number 4. What is not a current Green Roof team's project? Option A, small wind turbine. B, photovoltaic system. C, autonomous irrigation system. Or D, roof installation heat transfer. I hope more people participate.
We currently have 4 votes. 50% are correct. 50% are not.
Okay, can you see which ones are the wrong ones?
So there are 2 votes for photovoltaic system and there are 2 votes for roof insulation heat transfer.
Okay, so we are looking in the Green Roof for renewable energy mostly right now. So small wind turbine and small wind turbine and photovoltaic systems are renewable energy. And for being sustainable, the autonomous irrigation system. So the roof installation is not a project right now. Question number 5 and last question. Which one has at least one team member residing? A, Puerto Rico and Texas. B, Wisconsin and Michigan. C, Washington and California. D, Germany and Italy. Where there is no Green Roof team members.
So again, we have 4 votes at the moment with a 50% success rate.
50%, what are the wrong answers?
There are 2 votes for Puerto Rico and Texas, and there are 2 votes for Washington and California.
Okay, okay. So we don't have members in Germany and Italy. We do have members in Puerto Rico and Texas, and yeah, in all the other places other than Germany and Italy. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for playing. Thank you very much for everybody for watching us and participating in this meaningful event that looks for sustainability look for bringing more awareness and more information for everybody. I would like to thank Karen. Thank you very much for her presence, and the information that you brought was extremely good. Thank you very much, Nelson and Zachary. The presentation was amazing. We learned a lot about the green roof, and I hope it brought way more awareness for the green roof at SIU and brought people more light in the possibility of applying sustainability outside, everywhere. All right, thank you very much, everybody. And I hope everybody start being more sustainable from now on.